Hey guys, so I just saw the movie Shelby by Chris Stuckmann, mainly as an experiment. I don't know if any of you know who he is, but you most likely do. He's a very popular YouTuber. He was the first really to fill the space on YouTube for a film critic. And I am not that familiar with him, but apparently he has a 14-year career doing such a thing, and he recently ruffled a lot of feathers within the last year or so when he said that he was going to stop being critical of movies, mainly because he wanted to hobnob with the people behind the creation of them. And, I get it. It's a game. Everything's a game. There's always politics involved. I have been turned down from shows because of this channel, but unlike him, I'm always going to give it to you straight. But obviously I'm not trying to put out a theatrical release. Not to say I would compromise myself if I were to do something like that, but that's the fire he's under right now for putting out this movie after stopping his own critical takes on other movies. But the whole thing was crowdfunded by a lot of people. I think it's one of the most crowdfunded things in history, and a lot of people are feeling ownership in the product because of that. His fans really supported him doing this, and I totally get it. You watch someone for 14 years, you want to see them have their dream come true, but there is the dichotomy between critic and creator, and if you are going to create something after being critical, and I can tell you this firsthand, people are going to try to pigeonhole you for anything that you can do that can even slightly resembles hypocrisy. If you have a trope in your art in any way, or anything that they can say is a trope, you're going to get it. So people that are upset about what he has done in the YouTube critic realm are looking to hate the movie. And there were a lot of reviews prior to me seeing the movie where they were just really, they had their pitchforks sharpened. They were going at him for every little thing. And I didn't know whether or not that would have objective merit to it, because I've dealt with the same thing. Some criticism that people have thrown my way has been valid. Some of it has been really juvenile and directly because I was shitty at their favorite bands, earned or unearned. But for this one, I'm not a Chris Stuckmann fan. I don't really know his shit at all. I only recently became aware of him because in the most recent horror movie renaissance, where nowadays there's a fucking new horror movie every couple of weeks in theaters, which is good news for a guy like me, his name came up because of this movie, and I was compelled to see it because I know what it's like to do the creator and critic thing. I did it in reverse order compared to him, but wanted to see if I can get anything out of it, and I would have a more objective take because I'm not tied into his past endeavors, and because I don't care about the politics he's played or whose knob he's shined to get a fucking theatrical release out there. So I went and saw it, and it fucking sucks. It's so bad, and and like I said, I have no reason to hate the movie or hate the director or anything. It's just a bad movie, and it's a shame because after 14 years of criticism, I am not familiar with what he has done in his videos. I don't know how in-depth he gets, but people say that he's done deep dives and should know objectively how to make something that at least is cohesive, and this movie is not that. It's a horror movie, so people make bad decisions in horror movies so that plots can move forward. This is that. It's, in movies, they say that you want to show and not tell, but the movie is 100% exposition through really convenient things, like whether or not it's just a randomly laid out photo book, or the found footage stuff at the beginning of the movie purely exists just to set the plot and move it forward. After about 20 minutes, it becomes not found footage. and it becomes a regular movie. And I will say that the transition between that, there's an event, I won't spoil it, but there's an event that goes in between that has a bit of a jarring aspect to it that did reel me in. I liked the contrast there. From there, it was all downhill. It really feels like it. It feels like someone made a movie after loving to watch movies, but shouldn't have been made by someone that is able to criticize them at all. It feels like a hodgepodge of every other horror movie trope out there. You could watch it and name the horror movies by name that it's aping. It starts out as Grave Encounters. There's Rosemary's Baby stuff in there. When they get to the basement of a creepy cabin in the woods where the main character is at for no reason at all by herself, it becomes Heretic, and then she goes upstairs to the attic, and it becomes Hereditary, and it's just it's super fucking goofy. And he managed to get some bigger names to attach themselves to the project. Keith David is in it, who, if you're a horror movie fan, you love Keith David. I love Keith David. I love They Live, especially The Thing, and his scene is the worst in the movie because of the dialogue he's forced to say that was written by Chris Stuckmann. And I just wish that Keith David would have been like, look, man, people don't talk like this. Let me fucking do this character. But it's all very wooden and cliche, everything he says. The way he acts on screen and that's direction. I will say that it's a stylish looking movie. The camera angles are cool, whether or not they've been copped by a better director. The cinematography is good. It looks like a real movie, but it's a very, very polished turd. The story is horrible. The characters barely have a dimension to them. There's no development at all. There's a husband character that doesn't need to exist at all. There's no character arcs. I don't even know if I would call the ending a twist. It's just real, rushed. It feels very rushed, and there's some things that happen towards the end that are meant to shock you, and they might if you had any attachment to the main characters, but you can't because the movie doesn't develop them at all. And the use of CG for a guy that apparently has gone in hard on CG, and justly so. It looks real bad. I love a good hellhound, don't get me wrong, but these fucking hellhounds are really, really shitty looking. The main antagonist is really shitty looking. It's bad. It's just really bad. And I found myself, I've seen some shit. I used to have a bad movie night with some friends, and I love bad movies with heart to them. I love shot on video movies. That's my favorite genre, is shot on video. I grew up with that shit. Every week when I was a kid, we would rent one, because if you had a fucking camcorder in a dream, you could have your fucking movie on a mom and pop video store shelf, and people like me could rent it and watch what looks like a home movie with a fucking guy holding a knife with a single drop of blood on it, and with scenes that are agonizingly long. But there was heart behind the project, and it was entertaining, and I loved that. And this is not that. I don't want to say there's not heart to it, because obviously this is the guy's dream coming together, but it's very, very robotic. None of it feels natural. I don't know what... the story is the thing. If your dream is to make a movie, and you start by criticizing movies because maybe you want to see something get developed that other people are not doing, you would think that you have a story to tell. And I don't see why this would be the story you need to tell. Apparently this is the second pitch he had. He tried to get something moving forward, but the budget would have been too high, wasn't able to do it, so he did this. But I cannot understand why you would be so compelled to tell this story and feel that there's a space that it needs to occupy when literally 4 or 5 other movies have all done it and done it better. I was fidgeting throughout the movie. I could not handle it. I wanted to leave. I wanted to walk out of a movie. The last movie I wanted to walk out of I think was 300. That might ruffle a lot of feathers. I love abs, don't get me wrong, like a fucking nice chiseled ass dude. That movie sucked donkey balls. But yeah, I hated this movie. Excuse me. But I mean, good on him for making it, I guess. I'm sure it'll springboard him to other things. I hope he does not write anymore. He seems to have a flair for directing based on whether or not he wants to use the same types of shots that other directors have done. But my God, the movie is so bad. And I don't know what that has to say. I guess I was looking to see if it had a message to say about the dichotomy between creator and critic, because I live in that space, and it didn't take me anywhere. I was hoping that there would be a creative eye behind this project that would tell me a story I haven't heard, or at least tell me a story I've heard but in a new way, and it does not do that. Quick aside, I got a review of my new record coming out this Halloween, and they were like, this is weird, the subject matter is weird, it's cool but it's weird. And I'm like, well, why is it weird? And I had to think about it, and I'm like, it's just a story, like any like whether or not you're making a record, making a movie or whatever, you're telling a story. And my subject matter is, I guess it is different for that record, but it's a story that I'm telling that I don't think I've heard someone else tell, and I'm excited to tell that story. You start with the story. It's all storytelling. All of the artistic forms are storytelling, and he fucking botches it here because, like, the story doesn't need to be told. I don't get it. I don't understand what happened here. And if I was one of the like fucking 11,000 people that backed it and crowdfunded it, I would be fucking pissed. I would be fucking pissed. But you know, I don't know. People are not being nice about the movie. I think his fans are putting on kids' gloves when they're trying to critique the movie. But for the most part, people are really not liking it. And based on his previous experience with criticism fielded at him, he doesn't seem to have thick enough skin to withstand that. So I don't want to see him like hang it up. I don't want to see that. Everybody has to start somewhere. If someone were to sit me in front of my first records, I would want to leave the fucking room. I wouldn't be able to do that. And I think my most recent shit is my best shit. So hopefully there's room for him to improve as a director, but do not write. He doesn't have it. He can't do it. I mean, at least as shown in this movie alone. But that's what I had to say about Shelby Oaks. Do not see the movie. It's not worth it. It's not even worth a rental. It's like a Lifetime movie with a slight edge. But if you've seen like Lifetime movies from like the fucking late 80s and 90s, there was some shit they did there that was fucking crazy. But this is like real cheeseball shit. Real cheeseball shit that honestly has no business being in a theater. There's shit coming out with way more heart behind it that does not have theatrical backing, and this managed to get it. It's a fucking travesty. But yeah, don't see it. All right, thanks for listening.